All right, I know. What's up, Gooey? All right, so we have some new developments and some other stuff that we figured out since we actually filmed the video to put out. So I'll give you a quick rundown. Lucy's going to have to go into radiation. She has 4 different kinds of cancer, but she is healing good. She's acting like her old self again. But she does have to have radiation, about 20 rounds of it for her bladder, to ensure that she can live a long life, the rest of her life with me. The expectancy on this radiation is 2 to 3 years, which she's already 12, about 13 years old. So that will be good. Now, real quick, I'll fill you guys in. Yeah, I know, go. So she has a urinary bladder transitional cell carcinoma. So we did a BRAF test on it to see, then another CT scan. So it came back positive. Gastrointestinal stromal tumor, GIST, with lymph node metastasis, or it's metastasized. So that means that it's gone into the lymph nodes, but that was not as bad. It was part of the surgery for what was taken out. She has a mast cell tumor on her right lateral neck. So that's this little bump back here. She had 11 of those when she was young. So that's why insurance has been hard with her, because she wasn't covered prior. And then was dropped from it when everything happened. And they said she's, a little cancer machine, unfortunately. That is why puppy mills suck. You do not buy from puppy mills, support them. That's why we work at advocating to bring them down too. But she also has a well-differentiated hepatocellular carcinoma, but got good margins. It was taken out as well. So the liver, it was pretty much small intestine, liver, neck, and bladder that have cancer. But she is a fighter. She is our strong girl. Now, the problem with radiation, it is very expensive. So we are starting a new GoFundMe in hopes that we can get it sponsored, since she wasn't able to have insurance and everything. It's going to be about $20,000 at the end of it. I'll have to take her in every single day for 5 weeks straight for radiation. And then we should get our good results and be able to have her for the next couple of years. What I'm also going to be doing is doing a bunch of sales across all of my different companies. I'm going to be selling real cheap all of our collars, leashes, everything on Boss Crew Pets, Boss Crew Inc. We're going to do all the CBD sales, everything. And then also I'm starting a support merch page for her for Goo Bear. You can see the t-shirts and you can go to the link to buy them. Everything will be explained below, but yeah, we're on our way and we are going to get to it. We're going to get through this, right? Because our animals are our best friends. They're our family. They are everything. Animals are everything to me. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. We will be filming everything and going all through this entire process. So if you're not with us yet, subscribe, like, comment, let us know. You'll see the rest, and we'll get Goo back to her old self for the rest of her life. So thank you guys. Okay, so some of you, if you follow me, you may have seen this dog before. This is Lucy. This is one of my original dogs. She is my retired service dog. Years back, when she retired, it was because she had a bunch of different masses on her that had to be removed. A lot of benign, some that weren't, but it was our first scare, because she originally was bought as a breeder, like a backyard breeder dog, a puppy mill dog, by the girl that I was with, and then she wasn't able to take care of her, so we were always together. I just ended up keeping Lucy with Mayhem, her little brother, not real little brother, but they just grew up together, so we kept them together, and I wasn't going to let her go. But then she just evolved into this amazing personality, this amazing dog, and then was the top of her class for her assistance program and everything like that. So she'd also helped me to train a lot of dogs throughout the rescue. She took care of the puppies that came in. She's always been that mom dog, and just the boss and the rock and everything. So just last week, she was feeling under the weather. She didn't have much energy, and she was throwing up a little bit. So we ended up getting her in to get x-rays and ultrasounds at my vet, Sweetwater. Now, when they took her in, they did the ultrasound and said that they saw a mass on her spleen. So immediately without anything else, gave her nausea medication and set her up for the next Friday to get a splenectomy, where they take out her spleen, and they were hoping to get the mast as well. Now, fast forward, I'd been talking to my vet a little bit, and she seemed bloated. She seemed just not herself, and she just was not doing good. So she said, you know, not a real worry if her gums aren't bad and this and that, and, you know, kept leading it on to get towards Friday's procedure, but said, you know, she has these signs, we should take her to ER. But I just knew something was wrong with her. So I ended up calling around to different places like Access and True Care and all these different emergency medical places around us, and everyone was full. Even for ER, you couldn't take them in for anything. So the next night, she started shaking, and that's when I finally, it wasn't a seizure, so shaking and shivering usually means a dog is in a lot of pain. So I took her into VCA down in LA, drove her about an hour and a half, hour 45. Got her there, and it was a ER situation right away. She actually, we had the first night, we hospitalized her, and they started going through and they could tell something was wrong, just the same as what I'd said. So hospitalized her. It ended up, the test just kept getting worse and worse and worse. There was a perforation in her lower intestine that was leaking into her abdomen. She's what's called septic. So that can kill a dog really fast. Now beyond that, she had a mass that was in her lower intestine. She also had a mass on her liver, and then masses in her bladder. And there were complications, peeing a little bit of blood, bloating, all these different things all added up. But there was nothing wrong with the spleen at all. So had we waited and cut her open on Friday to take out her spleen, she, one, should have probably been dead. But if not, then that surgery would have probably killed her. So really good to, if you have something in your gut that you feel, to take your dog in to, you know, a bigger hospital. It may cost more, but you know, they have more of the resources and the tools to figure it out. I love having my home vet, but sometimes you just need more, and VCA was that. So we got her in, got her set to be scheduled for surgery immediately. It was going to be emergency surgery to fix the perforation, fix her belly, take out the liver mass, her bladder, everything. So they went in, did it, the bill skyrocketed. And a few things that we'll post different YouTubes about coming soon is the new development that we have. Attorney General stopping us from paying me to be paid by my rescue, and I have to take over the market. There's a ton of stuff that hit all at one time. So we ended up putting up a GoFundMe, and her whole bill was coming out to around $26,000 at that time. Within the first day, we almost hit $30,000. Her end bill ended up being like $34,500. So it was amazing to see all of the following come together. People that believe in Lucy, me, everything's been done, and raise the money and save her, because there would just be no way where I'm tapped out that would have been possible. So anyone that's seen this that was a part of that, thank you. It was amazing, you guys. It truly was the most show of support I've ever seen in my life and had with rescue and everything. So fast forward, she's ready to pick up. She had to stay in the hospital 2 more days, but went in. She was the light of the hospital. The ladies that would bring her out would talk to about how she'd go around the ward, walk around, say hi to everybody, hi to all the dogs, and that she was just great. Because the day before, I went and visited her, and that's all I could do, was because she had tubes in her, out of her nose, in her arms. She had tubes everywhere, which is hard to see your dog like that because they're family to us. It's just like a family member being injured. But so we went in, picked her up. She came out smiling, greeting everybody. It was exactly who Lucy is. And the thing about this is that the doctor had said originally that she had less than a 30% chance of living through it. And they were like, are you sure you don't want to euthanize her? Even my other vet friends reached out and they're like, are you sure you don't want to just euthanize her? And one thing that I never do is give up on the animals. If they show me that they have the will, I will always fight for them and do it. I've never given up, and it ended up that she came out of surgery really, really good, and just was up and walking around. And now we go back to check the sutures in 2 weeks and continue from there. But I'm changing her diet. I'm going to be fixing a bunch of different food to be more the food that we want her to eat to be able to process better, because they took out the small intestine, which means the large intestine was sutured to the colon, which is a different flesh, like it's a different material of organ that goes between the two. So sometimes it can cause irritation and problems, and a lot of times it's hard for that surgery to even sit right. So yeah, now she is resting as much as possible, but she's getting there. She's all shaved. She has a nice, clean, shaved belly now with all of her freckles and everything. But yeah, that is exactly what happened, and that is the scare of a lifetime. But everybody helped us pull through it. She wasn't ready to go, and so we fought, and we've won so far, but we got to keep going. But yeah, now I need to get to cooking her food. So if you want to see that video, by the time we have this done, we'll have that one done. Check out easy ways to meal prep for your dog, just like you would meal prep, and to give them a healthy diet and take care of them the way they need you to. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff.